is my PowerPoint. Unit 30, leadership in sport. And first slide, qualities. These are some lists, a few lists of qualities. Working under pressure, it means knowing what protocols to take when it is necessary. An example of this will be Sir Alex Ferguson. They were losing 3-0 with Chelsea, but then after half-time, they went to 3-3. This is because Sir Alex Ferguson knew what protocols to take, including a tactical substitution. He swapped Hernandez for Welbeck, and I think in the 63 minute, Hernandez scored. Knowledge of sports skills is understanding necessary skills to win a game, such as refining and developing players. An example of this would be Barcelona. They have Messi, which is probably classed as one of the best players in the world, and this is because his coaches and his managers know what training methods will be effective for Messi when he's performing. This will have an impact to the squad because it will uplift the morale of the team when he's playing, and it will give them hope as he is an extraordinary player. Understanding physical needs, for example, age, fitness and disabilities. Luis Enrique, going back to Barcelona, would have to understand the aging of his team. For example, Xavi and Iniesta. He's considering to have Rakitic replacing Xavi. This is because it will give the team something to compete with other teams for both, like Real Madrid. They've got really young midfielders. Knowledge of rules and laws. A bad example would be Don King. He was Mike Tyson's manager in the 19-something, and he was just after money. He changed Mike Tyson's boxing and made it more dirty. And as you can see, this was as soon as Don King became manager, this happened. Mike Tyson beat somebody's ear. He also took Mike Tyson to bankruptcy and caused heavy media exploitation. And this is a quote. If you watch his documentary, this is a quote that he said right then. The worst thing that happened to me was that he never trusted his own judgment. And he followed others rather than himself. Characteristics. Empathy. A leader should have empathy because a coach has to understand other people's feelings. Example of this will be Glenn Hoddle. He said that Beckham wasn't focused in the World Cup match, therefore he committed a mistake. David Beckham's red card was in the World Cup, resulted England to lose the next 2 games. However, in the following World Cup, he redeemed himself by scoring a free kick. Free kick. Another characteristic will be discreet. A manager should have discreet because it keeps relationship between the players and the coach. A bad example would be Roy Hussain against Sterling. He used media to exploit Sterling's problem. However, a good manager that has discreet will have a positive effect on the team because it will ensure that they could go up to the manager and say anything they want while he keeps it to himself. Approachable is someone that's approachable. Approachable is not being afraid to speak to someone about anything. An example would be Alex Ferguson and his Man United squad. A player that is very fond of Alex Ferguson and his approachable trait would be Ronaldo. As Fine said, Ronaldo stated that Alex Ferguson is a father figure to him in football and to Alim's father. Goal focused, short, medium and long. Amir Khan's short goal focus would have been changing his boxing style after he lost a few matches in boxing. His medium goal would be to win consistently and exceed in his training, and his long-term goal would be to refine him as a boxer and win championships and belts. Roles. Role model is referred to a person that is looked by others as an example to be imitated. A good role model would be Pep Guardiola. As you know, he was a player for Barcelona and he was the manager of Barcelona. and he has 32 trophies altogether. The impact on the team would have been, players would have been more inspired and more driven, knowing that their manager was an inspiration for their club and for their fans. However, a bad example would have been Alim his headbutt, which resulted him to pay £100,000. This would have an impact on the team, because if the manager is portraying this sort of style within the game, the players would have done the same thing. A motivator is someone that keeps players interested and knowing what drives them. Rafael Benitez, a Liverpool manager, same thing as Alex Ferguson. They were losing 3-0 and they got to 3-3. It was Champions League. Not Champions League. Yes, the impact on the team would have been within the half-time break. Rafael Benitez must have lectured them, or must have advised the players to do this, to do that, and therefore during the half-time players felt more motivated to the words of Rafael Benitez, therefore encouraged Liverpool to play as a unit rather than being messed. A leader is someone that leads or commands a group. I chose Company because he's been a captain for numerous years. I don't know if this is right, but he has been a captain for Man City. He has led the team to numerous victories, as well as the clearance he makes roughly in a game would be 46 times. Therefore, he's an inspiration and a motivational to other defenders in the Barclays League. A bad example would be Kenny Dalglish. The impact on the team would have been he had no idea of the rules of football as a manager. Therefore, the club finished 8th in the Premier League, and it resulted in him getting sacked. Is that one?
You obviously don't know who Kenny Dalglish is.
Psychology. An example of a good psychologist would be Brian Clough. He told his England squad that the England manager is watching the game, therefore the impact would have been players would be performing higher than expected. A bad example of psychology would be Jose Mourinho. He cancelled the Christmas party because Chelsea lost the previous game. Therefore, it will result the team members to be disappointed and the morale will go down.